Am I audible? Hello everyone. So let's start today's lecture and we will see what we have done in the last class. Good evening everyone. So in the last class, what we have done? In the last class, we have seen about the DOM, how a DOM works and how we will manipulate it using our JavaScript. Am I audible? Anyone? I am audible. So in the last class, what we have done, we have seen why we use console log for the debugging, right? And why we use name here. This is the variables we have created: name, age, marks, result is open. Clear? So we have three types of creating variable. One is let, second is const, third is where. So we will use let and const mostly. Let will change the value and const value should not be reassigned. Then we have data types, multiple kinds of data types we have int, we have number, we have string, we have default, we have multiple kinds of data types like we have number, string, and null. We can have other data types as well. After that, we have learned about the operators. So what are the operators? What are the operators here? Operators are used to perform some operations, right? Like logical operations, arithmetic operations. So we have arithmetic operators like a plus b, a minus b, a into b, a divided by, and a modulus b. Then we have comparison operators as well. So comparison operators do compare two values like a is greater than b, a is less than b, a is equal to b, a is not equal to b. Then we have a triple equal to b, which also compares the data type as well, right? So if I give the example for it, if I compare console dot log 5 equal to 5, what will be the output here? What will be the output for this line? Anyone? If we compare console dot log 5 equal to 5, what will be the output here? If I write using equal to operator compare, right? So what will be the output here? True or false? How many of you are saying that this will be true, or how many of you are saying that this will be false? If we are comparing both 5 equal to 5, आउटपुट क्या होगा इसका? True. Why? If we inspect and do console and refresh this using equal to operator compare, we are getting here true value. Why we are getting this true value? While we have written it as a string and this is the number, then why we are getting the true? Because it do, if we are using equal to operators, it will do loose comparison, right? If we use 5 triple equal to if we write 5 triple equal to 5, then what will be the output now? If we do the out comparison like this, what will be the output here? Anyone? What will be the output here? False. Why? If we refresh this, then we will get false. Why? Because it will also check the data type. It has the data type of number, right? It has the data type of number, and it has the data type of string here. That's why we are getting, if I write, here, mm, type of 5, then it will print what it will print. We cannot write type of directly. Why? Okay, because I have removed this. uh, That's why it is giving the error. Type of 5. What will be the output here? What will be the output of type of 5? And if I write here as well, type of 5, normal 5. So this will give us a string, and this will give us, if we refresh this, it will give us a string, and it is has the type of number. That's why it is giving us false here. Why? Because those both have the different type. Clear? Is it clear? Then we have, what is the difference between let and const? We use let when we have to reassign the value, and we use const when we don't have to reassign any value. So then we have if else as well. We have created, use some conditions. We have write if else conditions here. Then we have created function. Inside this function we have passed some parameters, right? In this function we have passed some parameters here, and we have doing some operation inside this function. After that we have created a add function which has the return type of a plus b, which will be returning some value here. Clear? So can anyone tell, we have to if we have to marks of 5 student, we have 5 students, and we have to store the marks of that 5 students. How we will store it? How we can store the marks of our 5 students? Like, let student 1 equal to Rahul. We can write it like this. Then I will copy this, copy, paste, and I will write 2, 3, then 4, then 5, and instead of this, I will write different names, right? Right? We have created 5 students, right? So this become difficult to manage. So what is the concept we have learned in Java to manage these kinds of data? We have two things we can use in Java. What we are doing to manage this kind of data? To manage this kind of data, what we are doing in Java? Inside Java, what we are doing to manage this kind of data? We are using class and arrays. We have a concept named as arrays, right? Using array, we can store this data. So an array allow us to store multiple values under one value. Inside JavaScript, array different behave differently. Like inside array, inside JavaScript, we can create array. It allows us to store multiple values under the one variable. So how we will create the student array? We will write let students equal to, Rahul, right? Another name inside it, Amit, another name inside it, any other name inside it. So using this array, we can store multiple values under one variable. What we are doing here? We are storing multiple values inside one variable. We have created a students variable here, and inside this, I have stored five new variables, or we can say five new values. So now how we will access this elements? If we have to access this value, how we will access it? We use, if we have to access any value inside it, what we can do? Students 3. If I write students 3, so what it will print? If we rerun this or refresh this page, what we will get? Student 3 Palak. Why we are getting Palak here? Why we are getting Palak here, not Priya? Can anyone tell me why we are getting Palak, not Priya for this? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements, right? And we are accessing students 3. So we are getting Palak. Why? Because our array start from zeroth index. It starts from zeroth index. So at zeroth we have Rahul, then we have Amit, then we have Priya, then we have Palak, then we have Nehaya, right? So this is the difference between it. Now, if I want to modify something, or we have to modify this array, so there should be something called as add. We can add new data inside our array. So how we will add the data inside our array? Students dot push. We have a function name as student dot push. So if I push Karan here, what it will return? Then I will print this students. Then I will print this students array. Then what we will get here? Now what will be the array here? What will be the output for this? If I print this, what will be the output? It will print all of these names, all of, not all of these. We will get all of these names plus Karan. We will get all of these names plus Karan as well. So Karan will also pushed inside our array. How it will be pushed? After, when we do student dot push, it will push the Karan inside our array. And if we have to remove last element from our array, what we will do? To remove, what we will do? We will do students dot pop. If we do student dot pop, it will remove the Karan from our array. So let's see this. Now see this, we have removed the Karan whenever we have done students dot pop. Then if we have to insert any element at the beginning, at the beginning, or we have to remove at the beginning, remove at the beginning. So how we will remove it? If I have to remove any element inside this array at the beginning, so how we will remove it? We have students dot unshift. We have a function name as unshift. Using that, what we will do? We can remove or add at beginning. First, we will add something at the beginning. In this, we will using unshift to add the data at the beginning. So I will write Ria, and it will be inserted at the beginning. We are not removing here, we are adding here. So if we are using unshift, it will add the data at the beginning. So we haven't printed it. If I print it, we will get the output here. See this, Ria is inserted at the beginning of our array. How? We have used unshift here. After that, if we have to remove the first element, similarly, if we have to remove at beginning, if we have to remove at beginning, then what we will use? If we have to remove at beginning, what we will use? We use shift. We can use shift only. So using this shift, we can remove from beginning. We don't have to pass anything inside it. If we run this, then we will get Ria is inserted here at the beginning, and at the next line our Ria will be removed. Clear? And if we have to update our array, what we can do? Update. How we will update our array? Similar, like how we will update it inside our Java. Similarly, we can update our array. So I will write 1 or 2 and update it with Aman. So this data will be updated at the second index. So similarly, we can directly replace our value using index. So this value has been changed here. Clear? Then if we use for loop, if we have to, then we have the loops. And why we use loops? Why we use loops? These are the some important steps, or we can say these are the some important functions of our array. So we have seen this. Now we will be gonna use loops inside our JavaScript as well. So how loops works inside our JavaScript? If I have to print each and every element, how we will print it? I will write for loop and start it. Same, let I equal to 0, I less than students dot length I plus plus, and inside this I will write log, and inside this I will write student at index comma I comma, what we can do, we will write, give some space here, and I will print students I here. So this line will do, what this line will do, we have written a student at index, then we have printed the index here. After that, I have provided some space, then we are accessing the elements of our array here. So if we refresh this, what we will get? Student at index 0 equal to Rahul, student at index 1 equal to Amit, and student at index 2 equal to Aman, Palak, Neha. Clear? So that's how we will use for loop inside our array. Inside our JavaScript, that's how we will use the for loop. So similarly, we can write while loop as well. Similarly, we can write while loop as well. So how we will write the while loop? Let I equal to 0. Then I will define while I is less than students dot length. Then I can similarly print it again and do the I plus plus here. What we will do? We will do I plus plus here. Clear? So that's how our while loop will work here. Then we have another loop here. Then we have another loop here. So which will be much cleaner than this, which we will be gonna use multiple times. So it is the normal for, it is not a normal for loop we will be using, or we are not defining the let I equal to 0. We are not defining the index inside this. We are just getting the element from our array and directly using it. So how we will define it? I will write student of students, and here I will write log student directly. So here we are not accessing our element by index. Here we are not accessing our element by index. We are just getting the values of our array. We are just getting the directly values of our array using this loop. Clear? So what will be the output of this? Let's see. It will directly print the values of our array. We are not getting any indexes here. We are just directly printing the values. So that's how we can also create our for loop. So which one is easier when I only need the values? In these loops, which one will be easier when I need only values? Which loop will be easier? First one, second one, or third one? We have used three types of loops. First one, where we are accessing the index. Second one, where we are using while loop and getting the I index here. Then we have last uh, loop, where we are directly getting the values. Why third one? Because we will get the value. So let's see. There should be an example. If we have to print the names of our students, right? If we have to print the, we have a students array and we want to print dynamically, so this students values inside our array, or we can say inside our HTML. What we will do, we will just use this loop and directly insert this value inside our DOM. We will be directly pushing this value inside our DOM. It can be, it can have different data types. So we don't have to consider any data types here. We just have to write directly value. We will be just directly getting the value from our array, and we will be using that. Clear? So last one will be more easy to fetch the value and use that value. Then we have objects inside our JavaScript. Then we have objects inside our JavaScript. So what is the use of objects? Can anyone tell? What is the objects? Do not, we will say, do not mm, get confused with objects in Java and objects in JavaScript. These both are the different things. These objects are the both different things inside JavaScript. So what are the objects? What is the object in the Java? We are creating the object from class, right? In Java, we are creating objects from the class. But inside Java, it is not, inside JavaScript, it is not like Java here. So it is the an array. It is an array which stores multiple values, but but we can store different types. We can store different types in the key value pair. We similarly say, but in key value pair, we can store our data in the key value pair here. So how we will store it? If I write let student here equal to name Rahul, right? I will write name Rahul, age 22. Then we have marks 85, and we have course, which is Java here. Clear? So what we are doing here, we are creating a student with different data types. We are creating a student with different data types where we are storing name Rahul, age 22, marks 85, course Java, right? So we are creating a student with key and value pairs here, or we can say we have object, it has some properties and values, or we can say it has some key and values. So our object can have properties, property, and this property should have some value, right? Clear? So how we will access these properties? How we will access these properties? If we have to do the log here, so how we will access these properties? If I have to access the name here, so how we will access it? How we can access the name here of that student? How we can do this? Student dot name or marks, we can directly access the marks, name, and anything here. So if I print it, what we will get? Rahul here. Clear? So that's how we can access values inside our objects. There is another method, using that we can also access our values. There is another method. There is another method which we can use to access our values. I will write age here. What will be the output here? What will be the output for this line? When we are printing our age like this, student age, first we have accessed it using dot operator. Now I am accessing it like an array. So what will be the output here? It will give us any output, or it will give us undefined? What will be the output? It will give us age correctly. Why? Because if we want to access the property of our object, we can use two different methods by using dot operator and similarly like arrays. That's how we can access our values inside our object here. Then if we have to modify the value, then how we will modify it? We will simple to student dot marks equal to 90. So it will directly change the marks here, and we can also use similar type of use. We can also write it like this, and here we have to pass the value like this. If I write 95 here, it will change to 95. So we can use or modify our object like this. Then can we delete anything? If we have to add a new property inside our this student, how we will add the new property? Currently we have name, age, marks, and course. If we have to add the new property inside our student, how we will add it? We will directly write student dot city equal to Delhi. So that's how we can add the new property inside our object. And how we will delete it? How to delete a property here? We will directly write delete student dot city. It will delete the city here. If I print student here, and similarly I will print it again here, so what will be the output? Here we are getting name, age, marks, but refresh it. So what we are getting here? Name Rahul, age 22, marks 95, course Java, and city Delhi. But whenever we have deleted it, so what we are getting? name, age, marks, and course only. City is deleted from our object. Clear? So that's how we can delete our property using delete method. Now everyone, we will see real application of this object and array, which we will be using inside our application more frequently, which is array of object, which is array of objects. So what it is, we are creating array of objects where real application, like our real application don't usually have one student, right? We have many students, so we will combine array and object to create an student array where we are storing the different values of our students. So how we will create it? We will create a student, or I will write students. We have already defined students, right? So I will change the value of it, and inside it I will replace this. I will replace this here. So it will insert our array, then we will insert it again, then we will insert it again. Here I will change the value from Rahul to Priya, 21, 95, Java, Aman, here 25, 55, Java. So this will be the array. This will be the this will be the array of objects where we are storing multiple students inside our array. So this is the object 1, object 2, object 3. And if we print this students, then what we will get? Here, what we will get? We will get an array with different objects stored inside our array. Clear? That's how we will create. Now, if I have to access the value of 0th array, or we can say if we have to store the get the value of this student, then how we will get it? We have to write student 0 dot. Now we can access any value of our this element, or we can say we will get the name of Rahul here. Will be printed, we will get Rahul. We can also write it like this. We can also write it like this. If I write name here, if we write name here, we have 0th index and we need to find the property of name. So we can write it like this as well. So still we will get Rahul. If I remove it and write it like age, then what we will get? We will get the correct age of our element, right? Now, if I want to loop over it, how we will loop it? We have seen, right? We have already seen S of students. We will use this loop here, and inside it I will write log s dot name. Then I will log, similarly I will log here age as well. Clear? So I will write s dot age. Inside this s, what we are getting? Inside this s, we are getting each and every object. For the first loop, it will give us the Rahul, and for the second loop, it will give us the Priya. For the third loop, it will give us the Aman here. So if we refresh this, what we will get? Rahul 22, Priya 21, Aman 25. Clear? So that's how we will loop over our student object. Clear? We can also use for each. We can also use for each, but uh, we have other methods for our arrays. We have other methods for our arrays as well, which are, we have multiple methods which we will gonna use inside our development, and we will need them to manipulate our array, which are, one is for each, another one is filter, another one is map. So we will see what are the difference between them. Another one is find. These are the some functions we will be gonna use for array, functions of array. So we will be gonna use for each, we will be gonna use filter, we will be gonna use map, we will be gonna use find. So these are the some methods we will help us to manipulate the data inside our array. Clear? So how we will write the for each? First we will see for each. How we will write it? We have students. We have students here. We will write students for each. Now inside it we have to pass the function. Here we have to pass the function here. So function can be two types. One is named function or second one is without unnamed function. We have two types of functions. We can pass named function here as well, and we can also pass the unnamed function. So I will remove this data, or we will say I will comment this data for now, and I will also comment these data as well, because it will create some problem for us. So inside for each function, we have to pass a function. Inside this function, we will be getting the value. Inside this function, we are getting the value like here. See this. What is the difference between normal for loop and for each loop? See the difference here. In this, we are defining let s of student. Here what we are doing, we are passing a function, and inside this function this s will automatically be inserted. We can get this s automatically inside our function. So we can also get the index here as well. We will get the index here as well. Whenever we use the for each function, we can pass the function directly, and we will get this s and index automatically from our students. So if we want to use this index, we can also pass the index. If we don't want to use index, so it will be only value. So here I will write log s dot name. If I print this, what will be the output? What will be the output here? If I print this, what will be the output here? It will print the name of each and every student. Rahul, Priya, Aman. Clear? So that's how we can write the for each loop. And if I have to write the fetch the index as well, so I will directly print index here, index of I, comma s dot name. Here I will write some space or this. So if we print it, what we will get? Index of 5. Index of 5 we are getting. Index of 5. Why we are getting 5 here? Because we have written I here. We have to write the index here. If I write index, then we will be getting 0, 1, 2. So can anyone tell, if I remove this s, think of it, if I don't need the s, right? We only need the index of our student. Then I have written down index here, and I have removed the s. So what will be the output here? Can anyone tell? What will be the output here? It will print name, or it will print the index. What will be the output here? 0, 1, 2. This will be the output here. or something else it will print? It will print, it will not print this index. Why? Because inside this function we have two parameters, or we can say we have two parameters here. So first one represents the value, second one represents the index. So if we do this, what we will get? Index of, we are getting whole data here, function index. And if I write index, so what it is printing, it is giving the whole data here for Rahul, Priya and this. And if I write index dot name, it will print the name here. If we write index dot name, it will print the name. Why? Because it is not returning the index here, it is returning the values of our this array. So what is the values of this array? Object. So it is directly returning the object here. So if we have to access the index, we have to, what we have to do? If I write it something like this, then what will be the output here? We will get the index 0, 1, 2. Why? Because we have first element should always return the values of our array here. So if we write it S, so it will return the S here. Clear? Clear? How we will get the values of S? What is the difference between S and index here? Right? It will not print 0, 1, 2. It will always print, if we remove this S, it will print the value, first value index in this function for each. In this function for each, we have two parameters, one represent the value, second represents the index. So if we remove this first one, it will always give us the value. It doesn't matter what we are naming it, it doesn't matter what we are naming it. So this is the difference between as and index here. Clear? Then we have filter, then we have filter here. If we remove, Karthik, what you are saying, if we remove s from log, then will it matter? No. If we remove it from here, it will not matter anything. If we remove it, what it will print? Index of 0, index of 1, index of 2. Here, it doesn't matter what we are writing inside the console log. It always print what we will write inside console log. If we are printing our s, it will print the value of our s. If we are not writing inside it, it will not print. This is the simple print statement. This is the simple print statement, not the any logical operation we are doing here. We are just printing the values using console log. Clear? So for each provide us two values. One is value, one parameter is for values, second parameter is for index. Is it clear? Know about this, or we can say we have to learn about this, why we are getting this as an index. So whenever we are using for each, we will have two elements, one is value, second one is index, because we will be using the same logic in other methods as well. So if I write filter here, if I write filter here, so what is the use of filter? So what is the use of filter here? See this, if I have made marks 35, 95 and 85, right? So can we write, can we get what our filter will do? If I ask, give me only students who passed with more than, with marks more than 40. So how we will do this? How we will do this? Give me all the students who passed with marks more than 40. We only need students names whose marks are greater than 40, right? So what will be the output here? It will be Rahul and Priya, right? We will need Rahul and Priya here. So how we will do this? We have to run a for loop and we have to check if marks is greater than 40, then we will return their name, right? But using filter, we can create another array. We can create another array using filter, or we can say let past student. Using this, what we will do? We will write students dot filter. Inside this filter we can pass our condition. We can say inside this filter we can pass our condition. So I will write function here, and we will remove this name because we will not using this name here. And instead of params, what we will have? Student. We have student value here. Then we have index, but we will not be gonna use this index, right? So what we will return here? What we will do? We will return student dot marks is greater than equal to 40. So what it will do? What this line will do here? What this line will do here? If I console log this past student, what it will do? If I print this element, what will be the output here? Hmm? If I print this element, what will be the output? See this? What we are getting? We are getting only two elements. One is Rahul, second one is Priya. So what it will do? It will only return the element. It will only return the element which has the marks greater than 40. It will return only element which has the marks greater than equal to 40 here. Clear? So that's how we can pass the filter here. That's how we can use filter here. Then if I have to find, then if I have to find the student named Priya, so how we will find it? How we can find this student named Priya? Can anyone tell me how we can find it? We can directly use filter as well. If we have to find the named as Priya, what we can do? Student dot name is equal to Priya. So what it will return? What it will return? If we print it again, what it will return us? It will return uh, past student has already been okay. We have redefined it. That's why it is giving us error. What it will return? It will give us the value of Priya here, right? What we are doing here? We are also currently also we are doing a filter here, but we are not getting. We are getting an array. We are getting an array with values where Priya exists. We are getting an array. See the difference. We are getting an array whenever we are using filter. It is returning us an array here, right? It is returning us the array of objects, whether it is one or many element, but it is only returning us the array of object. But we can use find here. We can use find here. So what it will do? If we use find here and condition will be same, what it will return? Now see the difference. If we print it, what we will get? We are getting directly object. See this. What we are getting here? We are getting a single object here. First we are getting the field. First we are getting an array of object, but whenever we try to use find here, it will return us the single object which contains Priya, right? So this is the basic difference between filter and find. Whenever we need multiple outputs, we know that there will be multiple elements which have name as Priya. If I write change name of it as well Priya, then what it will do? It will only return one element. It will only return first element which it will find. But if we are using a filter here, it will return each and every element which has the name as equal to Priya. See this? We will get both elements which have name as Priya here. So this is the basic difference between find and filter. Clear? Is this clear? What is the difference between find and filter? Now we have another method which is known as map. So what it will do? What map does? It creates a new array. It always creates a new array by transforming every element. What we are doing whenever we are using map, we are transforming our elements inside our array and we are creating a new array using map. So how we will create this new array? See this? If I write this and instead of this, what I will write? Names, and here I will write let. See this? If we are getting any error, no. So what I am doing here, we are writing this thing and here we are returning only student dot name. We are not checking any condition. We can check condition here as well, but we are returning student dot name. So what will be the output for names? Can anyone tell what it will return for names? What will be the output here? Someone can tell me what will be the output of these names if we print it? What it will return? Ayush, Rohan, Karthik, Jikesh, what it will return? Preeti, it will return us the what we are doing here. Sorry, we have used find here. So what it will return? If we use find here, let's see what it will return us. Names Rahul, first element. What it will return? Only first element, right? But we are not gonna use here find. We are gonna use map here, right? Now what it will return us? Now we have used map here. So what it will return? It will return all student name inside a new array. Inside a new array, we will get the name of each and every student. Clear? So this is the use of map. Whenever we are using map, it creates a new array by transforming every element. Clear? Then we have other methods as well, but we will not discuss them. So what we will do, we have created some students, here, right? Now we have to find, or we can say we have to write a function. We have to write a function. We have to write a function to show all students. So how we will show this? I will write a function. I will write a function name as show all students here, and inside this function what I will write? Students dot for each. I will write for each method here. Then I will write function. I will remove this name, and instead of this I will write student. And here what I will do, similarly what we have done already, log student dot name plus, this is the concatenation method, we can use plus as well, and then I will write plus student dot marks. Clear? So we can write it like this, we can create a function like this, and after that I will call this function. You cannot call it directly here, so I will call to all students here. I will call this function. Then what we will do, we will rerun this, so we will get Rahul, Priya here. Clear? That's how we will use our method to manipulate our data. We will use arrays functions to manipulate our data using these methods. We will use for each, we will use find, we will use filter, we will use map, right? So using these methods we will be able to modify our data. We have seen about the pop, push, and other methods of our array here as well. So anyone have any doubt what we have done today? Anyone have any doubt what we have done today till at, like, we have created the array, we have performed some operations on array, we have created an object, we have performed operations on our object as well, we have done filter, we have done for each, we have done map, we have done find here as well, we have seen find here as well, right? So anyone have any doubt in this? So can anyone tell difference between, or we can say difference between map and filter? What is the basic difference between map and filter? Filter will not create a new array, but map will create a new array for us. It will return the new array. Clear? We can also pass the conditions inside our map as well. So we have an homework everyone have to do. We have an assignment, or we can say we have an homework for the practice as well. We have to create a product management. This will be our assignment. Create a product management data structure. We have to create product management data structure with name, price, and category, right? Then we have to find, first we have to print all products. First we have to print all products. Then we have to print products above 20,000, right? Then we have to find, then we have to find laptop inside this, and we have to create an array containing only product name here. Then uh, another question we have to do, calculate product, or we have to, we can say calculate or print. We will say print products belongs to electronics category, right? we have to do these things. I will post this code on the GitHub. I will post the code on the GitHub in the same directory. You can find it inside front end part. You will find it in the front end part. I will also share the GitHub link. After pushing this code, I will provide the link as well. Right. We have already have the we have this branch. You can directly use this. I will share it. This is the branch you can use. This is the branch you can use for the GitHub. Clear? So here you will find this code and this assignment as well. So let's end this class for now. We will see how to use this web page using this. So we will see this in the next class. And for today, have a good night. If anyone have any doubt, they can directly ask me in the chat box or current comment box. Thank you guys.